Samantha Carbonell. In 12th grade, I got a 1540
And what school do you go to?
Mass Academy.
Thank you. So, what happened that made you realize you needed our service?
At first, I didn't think that I needed it, but my mom kind of convinced me to do it.
Okay. And what was like at that time, what was I guess what made you feel like you didn't need it?
I was just pretty confident in my score.
But then, I mean, was that causing any problems for you at the time? Like if you kept those scores?
No, I guess my mom just thought I could do better. So,
Actually, the reason she took the test again was because her father told her that if she got a 1550, he will get her a brand new car. And that's the motivation behind her getting the class and pushing for the 1550.
Oh, so close. Did you get like half a car?
no,
No, she got the car.
Ah, were you like 10, you were 10 points away, no?
yeah.
They gave in. That's awesome.
Yeah, her father's a softie.
Congrats on that. That's a great reason. Um, and what about, I mean, I guess talk to me a little bit about your situation at that time in terms of like what math class were you in? What reading class were you in?
And when I had taken it, I was in AP Calc, AB, and I was taking uh, AS Literature.
Were you better at reading or math?
Probably math.
Math was your strong suit. Okay. All right, cool. And then so your mom was just like, hey, or and your dad convinced you like, hey, here's a nice car. If you go higher, your mom thought you could just do better.
Yeah, now I'm like pretty secure in my college obligations.
Okay, cool. So that was like kind of like the idea behind doing it. And then I guess before tutoring, like coming into it, what was your expectation of the virtual group environment?
Um, I didn't realize it was gonna be so long, but I just thought it would be like a Zoom class, like whenever we had in school, like that whoever was like in charge would just talk mostly and then like ask like occasional questions.
And then how did it end up going?
It was a lot more like practicing questions, number one, and also like the students answering like every few questions like you would have to answer.
Every few questions. Wasn't this every question?
Yeah, you would have to answer every question like in the chat, but in the like speak to the group, it was like every few.
Okay. So that was that like more engaging than you expected?
Yeah.
And if somebody else asked, how would you describe our service to them?
I think it was really good. Definitely a lot of work, but like I think you'll definitely see results.
Was there anything in particular about the math that you found to be more useful?
I think the homeworks were pretty useful just to practice different types of the questions.
Nice. I like to hear. This is good. I need to show this to the students when they complain.
Can
Get
I
them.
jump in for a second?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
I
Go ahead.
Specifically for us that we travel so much, we pretty much left the last week of school, the day of school without, and we didn't come back until school started again. So we were out, and they struggled driving in a car through Spain, through Europe, trying to connect it to a phone, trying to do
Yeah.
the meetings for 2, 3 hours with a time difference. So I think that it would have been easier. It's easier for the students when they're in their normal day-to-day life where they can set time aside.
Right. Not traveling. So I guess if you're in a travel
I
heavy,
mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong. And Samantha can say, well, perhaps it's the opposite. Perhaps it was easier when I was traveling. But I think and that also shows commitment on their part because they did do it. They did join the class. They did do their homework, even though it was difficult. And at times with the time change, they, it was a struggle. But again, that was just from my point of view. maybe, was the opposite for Samantha.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she did good in class, at least from what I remember. Did you feel like the car impeded you from performing in class?
I think being in the car did, but that wasn't so many like sessions. I think definitely summer was better just because I didn't have to deal with like my actual school stuff in addition to like the SAT stuff.
Yeah, I think if we're here talking, it's Samantha here. In my experience, I think that and you did all the like from what I saw, you did all the homework. I think that's why you said the homework was so. But you were like the homework was good. It was important. I'm like, yeah, because you did it all. And I guess students don't realize how like that's like I don't know 60% of it. It's just practice. I don't know. There's no magic. It's just if you just do thousands of problems, what do you think your score is going to do?
Yeah, go up.
It's going to go up. So when people ask like, how do you improve? And I'm like, like, listen, of course, there's a class where we can explain it. We can organize it in a certain way. Like the classes were always organized in a specific manner on a specific topic and blah, blah, blah. And we make sure that the problems are accurate. I'm not giving you like random stuff to practice, right? Like, so we organize it all for you guys. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you do it or you don't. If you do it, your score's probably going to go up. If you don't, probably not. How much homework were you doing?
It was it depended a lot. Like towards the end, whenever I had the practice test, like for every day, it was a lot. But for most of the time, it was like maybe 10, 15 assignments, like short-ish assignments. No, pretty short assignments. It took like maybe 2 hours a week.
Oh, wow. You were efficient.
And they were pretty short.
Cool. I'm not used to hearing that. Most kids are like, nah, man, it's like 2 hours a day. So
Uh,
you need to host a time management class because clearly everyone else is doing this wrong.
I just knock them out in one day because it's like 10, like maybe 15 problems per assignment.
Yeah, I guess maybe for you they were just not that difficult. It was just like kind of just like practicing. Even though I'm sure I chose like the more difficult problem, but um, cool. I guess you have good focus too. Congrats, that's awesome. I mean, you did manage to always do the homework, so I was like, okay, like she's doing something right. Um, okay, cool. Did you find the practice test useful?
Yeah, I think doing a lot of the practice sets, like I could see like my score, and also doing it like you have to definitely get used to sitting down and doing like all of them, especially like the full thing, like the reading and the math at once.
It's fatigue.
Yeah, so I think it definitely helped to practice a few times.
Nice. All right, cool. Awesome. So I guess ultimately, what was it? What result did we ultimately help you get again? What was the final score and the total improvement?
I improved 70 in my math for a 800 in the math and a 740 in the reading.
Nice. Yeah, and 800 is not easy to get. Oh, well, welcome to the team. You know what I'm saying? Like 800, let's go. Are you going to do anything in like engineering or math related or no?
Um, Not as of now, I don't think so.
Okay. What is it like? Medicine, maybe?
I'm
Trying to
thinking like political area.
Oh, not math related. Oh, all right. Maybe economics. Who knows?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's what I was telling her to do, a bachelor's in economics, and then she wants go into um, like tax accounting, something related to economics, accounting, and then get her law degree based on that.
yeah, that sounds. And even being a lawyer, I've had a lot of my friends that are lawyers say that having a strong math background, logic is very useful. So cool.
Tax law is very, very high in the attorney's spectrum.
Right. I don't really know much about that, but that sounds right about there. All right, cool. Samantha, so what has the result meant for you or enabled you to do?
It's just made me feel a lot more secure in my applications. So
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm not worried that much about it.
Cool. Would you have any advice for any students currently on this SAT journey?
I would say do it in summer because I don't think I could have done it with all my other homework and stuff. And I would say do your homework.
Perfect. Do it in summer and do your homework. I like that. Cool. How about you, Timmy? Anything else that we should know?
No, no, I'm just very proud of her. I'm actually very proud of both. I think they did an amazing job, and they pulled that summer stretch, which to me was horrible. I
Sorry.
couldn't have done it.
Yeah, yeah. I feel for the students when that happens, but I have to be the bad guy. All the work, and I'm like, I'm sorry. We gotta do it though. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. And if Sophia's there, tell her I say hi.
She's in
We'll
her
let
room.
her know.
Okay. All right, guys. Have a good evening.
Thank
You
you.
too.